What's up, everyone? This is Megan Sullivan from IGN, and I'm here with...
John Harden! Ha 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 ha.
Yes. John, where are you from?
I am the PR manager of Atlus USA. You remember us from such video games as Lost Dimension.
Which we have right here on the screen.
What a coincidence.
What a coincidence.
Okay, I'll stop with the announcer voice now. Sorry.
I like the announcer voice. Okay, so let's jump right into Lost Dimension. Tell me, what is Lost Dimension? What kind of game is it?
Well, Megan, I'm glad you asked. Now, it's a tactical role-playing game. You know, if you want to, the closest comparison I can think of is Valkyria Chronicles in terms of game, like the actual combat style. It's not that similar to Valkyria Chronicles on the whole of it, but if you played that game, the combat in this is going to seem very familiar. All in all, it's more of a puzzler in terms of making sure that you're setting your... Well, we'll see when we jump into combat.
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump in first, and then you can sort of explain as we go.
So this is just a little bit in the way.
Okay, so we're at level 6.
We're a level 6 character. We've done a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Basically, we've done like the first mission or two.
Okay, so give me a basic summary of the story. What is Lost Dimension about?
Basically, you're hanging out, having fun, and all of a sudden, this alien is like, you know what? I'm going to blow up the world.
As aliens tend to want to do.
His name is literally The End, which is hilarious. But he shows up in this pillar, which is kind of sticking out of the earth, and says, "Hey, you know, you've got 13 days till I blow up the world. If you stop me, cool."
That's very generous of him, by the way.
He's a very considerate alien, hell bent on destruction. You'll see here we have the whole list of... Oh, I'll go through that last.
Well, okay, so who are these people? So we got these... an alien has showed up. I'm assuming that these people want to stop him.
Yes, this is your SEALed, S-E-A-L-E-D team. They're psychically gifted warriors, and you start off with 11 of them. Notice how I say start off. So we're just going to go through quick look at...
Okay, so this alien has come to Earth. You've got 13 days to stop him. And so you're part of this group called SEALed. And what makes this group special? Like, why them?
We're all psychic power, or all of them have psychic powers. Like Himeno here, she has pyrokinesis. That's the word I was looking for.
Okay, so she can use fire.
Yeah. Some of these, you know, depending on the game, you know, we have Mana here who has super strength and beats the hell out of people.
She does not look like she could, but I'm glad to hear that
Nagi
she is.
Actually has some pretty strong psychic powers. Sojiro's your healer. Zenji, I can't remember what he does, but he has a shotgun, so I like using Zenji. Marco, actually, despite the fact that he looks like a 15-year-old boy, is your tank.
Interesting.
Yoko has more psychic powers. Oh, maybe she's the pyrokinetic. I get the two confused. Agito has... he teleports. He's got some pretty interesting stuff too. I like using him as well. And
okay,
George
so they all have a... Oh,
yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
They all use you know, a variety of weapons. So Toya and Nagi use machine guns. Mana uses her fists. Some other people, like Zenji, carries a shotgun. Marco, I think, has a handgun, as does your character, who is Sho. Sho Kasuki.
Now, is Sho a customizable character, or are you just... everything's preset?
Everything's preset, including the name.
I like how there's a George Jackman. Everyone else has a very Japanese-sounding name, and then there's George Jackman.
There is. George, bless him. So right now, we've just finished a mission, and we're hanging out in the pillar, and we're going to talk to some people.
So where exactly are we? So is there like a home base? Are there towns?
Yeah, this is the pillar that's actually come down from the sky and is sticking out of the earth. And this, at the very top of it, is where the End is hanging out.
That sounds sort of like Tartarus in Persona 3, actually.
Kind of. You know, it's a little bit shorter than Tartarus. There's only 5 levels.
Oh,
Each level has different missions in it for you to tackle.
Okay, so the gameplay takes place in this pillar, and it has different floors.
Yeah, this once we finish talking to Marco. Ta-da!
Camaraderie. Okay, what was camaraderie about?
So this is the mission hub right now, and after we've completed a combat mission, you can come back and talk to people. So there's the first 2 people you talk to after you come back from a mission. You can have the camaraderie link with. So you raise, you know, you can roughly equate it to social links, if you would. You start to raise your trust in them.
And does
which
that
can give you
have
some combat
advantage on the
advantages.
battlefield?
And here's the other thing. You can also use it because one little bombshell that the end drops on you when you first start fighting them is there's a traitor in your midst. One of these 11 people right now is a traitor. Actually, 5 of those people are traitors.
So there's more than one traitor in your
There's a
in your
traitor
mess.
per floor. So each floor, a new traitor kind of comes
So
forward.
there's a total of 5 traitors. How do I know who's a traitor?
After you finish missions, you start to hear voices, and then we're not at it yet.
Okay.
We'll actually hop into a mission right now. These should be fairly. Let's hop into this one. This one should be fairly straightforward. So yeah, actually, when you start a mission, the missions are pretty quick. Other tactical RPGs, maybe you spend a lot of time setting up, and the mission takes like 45 minutes or something like that. It's long. These missions are pretty quick.
How long is, or how short is quick? Like 5 minutes?
Probably
30
around
seconds?
5 minutes.
About
5
5
to 10
minutes?
maybe per. But there's main quests and there are side quests as well as you progress. You can actually get a look at what the enemies are. You can see their level. These down here are melee types. This is a little drone, the Ilex, and Gravis is a range type.
So are all enemies sort of these robot-looking things, or is that just for this particular floor?
They all have that kind of robot-y look to them, but as you progress up, they get a little bit more complex and more dangerous.
Cool. So let's jump into a mission. So how many people can I take on a mission?
We can take 6. The nice thing is everyone on your team will get experience, so we can bring Himeno, Mana. Pick one. Who would you like to see?
Zenji.
Zenji with the shotgun.
Who was the? Okay, you already have Mana. I wanted to see her do her sort of tank thing.
We'll do Nagi. Nagi's got a machine gun.
All right, cool. So we have a nice balanced group there.
Good-looking group.
It is a good-looking group. They're good-looking peeps.
So when you jump into combat, one thing you'll notice as we load into the game, doing the loading
So just to
dance.
clarify, will everyone level up together regardless of whether they go on a mission with you or not? Or you
They'll
have
get
to take them on
experience,
missions?
but they won't get as much. So they get, I think, 75% of what you have.
Wish we had more to go on. Anyone know the way to go to reach the top?
Our only
Up.
option is to search the area. It could
Now, going off of what the end said to us, we are the only ones who entered the pillar.
Wait a minute. If I recall correctly, we had far
Oh,
more
George.
numbers. Where in the world are they?
They must not have made it inside. Either that or they all died, but I doubt it.
Very grim.
What gives? Why are we the only ones that got in?
Maybe it's the one thing we have in common. Our gifts.
That
Ta-da.
sounds reasonable enough.
They never specified how many.
So it pays to be psychically gifted.
Yes, it does. So how did these people come together? Was it random, or there was a government call out to be like, who wants to go fight the alien?
They send in armies, and you literally like wake up in the middle of a battle. Like the game starts off, and you're like, why was I here again? Why am I holding the gun?
The
I
classic
should shoot that.
amnesia
Yeah.
storyline.
Hold it. Look, I understand. If we lose our heads here, it's going to be even harder to figure. Let's go.
Let's go. You said it, show. It's showtime.
It's showtime.
So you'll see that little sparkly thing over there.
Okay.
We can pick this
Yes.
up. But this little orange thing is our movement arc. So we can actually reset if we don't like how you've traversed.
And do you get so many steps within that arc, or you can move freely about this
you can
area?
move freely about this area, but as you move, like if I move around in circles, I'm fine. But as I move further out, it kind of limits how much further I can go. So I can only go over here.
Can some characters go further than others?
They
have
can.
that ability? Okay.
So we're going to pick this up. We're going to press the right button to pick it up.
All right. We got some tips. What do we pick up?
We picked up a little log, and it actually helps. It does help us figure out where we are, like more about the pillar. So we've switched turns to Himeno now. She is a long range too, and she's not going to be able to make it into range.
No.
But she's got this option to defer. Everyone has the option to defer their turn. And at the cost of some sanity, and you see that little purple bar there went down.
Right.
Sho now has another turn, and he can hopefully shoot this thing in the face.
So
Not very
what is
effective.
sanity?
Sanity is exactly what it is. It's a finite resource during battle. The more you defer, the more you use gifts, the more you get attacked, your sanity gets depleted. If you run out of sanity, you actually go into berserk mode, and your character can no longer be controlled, and they just kind of... Let's just say it's bad to have someone with psychic powers and potentially a machine gun go berserk on battlefields.
And just attack anything that moves.
So we're going to defer to Himeno,
Ow.
and she should be able to set this guy on fire.
Very nice.
And because Sho was still in range, he got to have an assist attack. So that's a way that you can easily take care of people. So actually, we're going to defer to Mana. So she'll
And
get
I notice
another
that the
turn.
enemies are still waiting their turn. So basically, you go through your whole group, and then the enemy will get a chance to attack?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, no, just out of range. That's unfortunate.
Now, we mentioned that we have to find the traitor. Are there telltales during battle or in between battles that will tell me who the traitor
In
is, or
between
both?
battles. Well, I'll try and get through this pretty quick, but there's only a couple enemies. Actually, I think we need to go over here.
Commencing assault. Time for a change of
Leave it to
strategy.
me.
Are characters assigned only one weapon type, or can they switch different weapon types?
They only have one weapon type, but after this mission, I believe you unlock something called the generator, which lets you make new weapons. So as you find stuff, you'll find either equipment or you'll find those research logs, which will help develop equipment, and they will allow you to research better weapons. So you get, a stronger handgun, or sometimes they have additional effects on them.
And you'll find these items on the battlefield.
Yeah.
So there are no shops or anything.
Correct. Well, the generator is also a shop. So it's
So it's there's sort of a shop.
sort of a shop. All right, so let's real quickly see what's going on. Can we take out both these guys this turn? Maybe not. Attack.
So is your gift basically sort of your, like, magic skills, basically?
Yeah, or they're psychic skills. Sometimes they're not always magic. Like Marco the tank, who we didn't bring with us. He has abilities that allow him to absorb a lot of damage, or like knock back enemies or anything. So.
And does the terrain change at all? I mean, some tactical games will have like
It does. Once you get to another level, the terrain will change.
So the environment will play a
Yeah.
factor into how you proceed with the mission.
Bam.
Let's get this show on the road.
Showed that thing who's boss.
So what happens if, like, my pyromancer or whatever is the traitor, for that particular mission? What do I do when I find a traitor?
At the end of usually, you'll kind of know when it's in, because there'll be a door that opens up to a judgment room, very similar to some other games that may
That
have
will remain nameless.
that shall remain nameless, as you said. Yes. And you'll have to take all the knowledge. You'll have options to talk with people and really learn what's going on with them, like kind of see inside, and you get a good idea. And that's where the camaraderie builds in too. Like the more you trust someone, the more or the easier it is to kind of like suss out the traitor. Her sanity's getting dangerously
What
low.
happens if she's a traitor? Do I lose her fire abilities? Are there any other characters who
If
have
she's
fire
a-
abilities?
Well, here's the fun thing that happens to traitors. Traitors get erased from existence.
Oh my gosh.
So you'll be sitting there, there's a vote, and everyone casts their own vote, and it's largely based on what the player himself decides. But man, if here's the other fun thing. Other games that involve you finding traitors in potentially a courtroom setting. if you were wrong about guessing who the culprit was,
Right.
it's kind of that game over, game over, try again kind of thing.
Right. But in this game, that's
this
not
game,
the case.
If you pick the wrong traitor gets killed. And so at the very end, when you're fighting the end, and you have a traitor in your midst, the traitor's going to be like, screw your side. I'm going to go fight with this guy. And
So
turns
if you
against
guess wrong, the final battle is even harder.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That's brutal. And you said that there are 5 possible traitors. What if I guess wrong every time? Am I going to have 5 people plus the end coming at me?
Yeah, it's going to be
Oh,
you
man.
versus 6 people.
Oh my gosh.
That's not going to work.
That's not going to work. I might have to do a new game. And I thought I read that there is actually like a system that each time you play, or every floor that you play, it's a random.
It is.
It's a random. What is the word I'm trying to look for? I'm the worst.
The,
but it's like a new traitor every time, so you'll never get the same traitor twice.
So when you're playing through, everyone's game is going to have a different set of traitors. The very first time you play through, the very first traitor is always the same. Spoiler alert.
Okay.
I can tell you who it is, but I won't do that.
Don't
to
do
IGN
that. Don't do that,
to
but
IGN listeners / viewers.
Right.
So yeah, after you finish up, you'll start to hear these voices, and you'll kind of hear other people's thoughts and doubts.
And does that help you decide who the traitor is?
A little. It kind of gives you a little bit of cluing into it.
So there's going to be hints
Yeah.
throughout the game. So when you're playing...
Yeah, see, someone's voice sounded odd.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
that's intriguing. Do they have any telltale signs in battle? I can't remember if I asked it or not.
No, you'll see it in... again, we're going to unlock a vision menu option very soon, because this is still very early in the game. So we just turned on the generator.
Right.
Gonna skip through some text here.
So can party members do combo attacks at all?
Yeah, well, I don't believe there's specific like combo attacks, but if someone else is in range of an enemy while you attack it, or while one person attacks it, everyone else in range will attack it, which is really nice.
That's really cool.
So that's where it's more of, I say puzzle loosely, but it's more of a puzzle to figure out how am I going to position all my team so I can move as close as I can and beat them as quickly as I can.
All right, cool. So
this is the generator, and you can dissolve stuff. So we found, here's some stuff that we have lying around.
right.
You know what? We're going to throw caution to the wind and get
Yeah.
rid of our...
Yeah, because we're running out of time a little bit. We're
Okay.
12 minutes in, so we have a few minutes left. So I wanted to see if we could
Yeah.
see either judgment or look around this area a little more.
I'd have to use the power of debug to do that. I don't know if I can, though, because I don't remember the commands for it. But I'll show you gifts. So these are your psychic gifts. We've just actually gotten a point. Here are the skill trees, and you can see there's 3 types: premonition, clairvoyance, and akashic lore. So as you build up that these things, unlock these. The first 3 are from premonition, and you'll slowly unlock more and more of these, and that'll help later on. But we need level 3 to unlock either of these. Or level 2 will lock on. But go ahead and drop our point into sight.
Cool.
Ta-da! And you see, everyone has different skill trees, so every character is vastly different. Again, they can kind of build one way, but it sucks because when you find out a traitor, you're like, oh man, I've been building Marco as my tank, and then he's the traitor, and then you no longer have a tank.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. So I guess that forces you to change strategy too. Like I was really leaning heavily on Marco to get me through battles. Now what do I do?
Yeah, a little bit, but the nice thing is when someone gets erased, they'll leave behind a little chunk of materia. Please don't sue us, other company.
That other company that we can't mention.
But that'll actually help you take some core skills from the erased person and give it to someone else. So you don't completely lose them; you just lose their total effectiveness.
All right.
But it really does suck when you lose your tank or your healer.
Yeah,
Trust
that
me.
definitely sounds like that sucks just a little bit. So you have to be really careful how you dole out stuff because you never know who's going to be the traitor. Literally, it's random every time.
And you were saying about weapons, so you can equip here, and again, he can only use handgun, submachine gun, so you can see what type of weapon they use. But gadgets, these come in different varieties too that you can make at the generator, as well as apps which can give you stat bonuses. So, let's see.
All right, very cool. Well, let's wrap up this Let's Play.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much for walking us through one of the battles and one of the missions in Lost Dimension. It looks really cool. I like the variety in the characters. I like sort of the different twists that the game has to offer.
It's again, it's tactical in the sense that you're not going to be poring over every last little like square inch in the battlefield trying to figure out what to do or like where to go next. But you're going to have to think like, okay, I can defer this person, and really work to maximize the number of assists and counterattacks that you're going to have.
Right.
To get through with that S rank in battle.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so much, John, for coming in. And
Absolutely.
for more information on Lost Dimension, keep it locked here on IGN. Thank you.